One day, as Jesus was preaching on the shore of the Sea of Galilee, a large crowd began to gather and press in around him to hear the word of God. He noticed two boats on the water's edge. The fishermen were away cleaning their nets. Stepping into one, he asked Simon to push out into the water a little ways, and from there he sat on the boat and taught the crowds. Once he had finished, he said to Simon, "Now go out into the deep, let down your nets to catch some fish." "Master," Simon replied, "we've worked hard all night, and we caught nothing, but if you say so, we will go out again and let down the nets." This time the nets were so full that it began to tear. A shout to his partners on the shore brought the other boat, and soon both boats were so full of fish they were on the verge of sinking. Simon, looking around at all that was happening, fell to his knees in front of Jesus, and he said, "Lord, please leave me, for I am a sinner and I'm not worthy to be in your presence." He was awestruck by the number of fish that they had caught that day, as well as those that were there with him. James and John, the sons of Zebedee, they were there. They were also amazed. Simon, Jesus responded, "Don't be afraid, for from this day forward you will be fishing for people." As soon as they had landed on the shore, they dropped everything and they followed him. When I think about the bad news of this passage, I have to wonder about the finances of the people there. It's not really implied, but perhaps this was not the only night that they had been out fishing and caught nothing. If that were the case, being fishermen, I'm sure they had a need. They were impacted as well as the community around them. I think about people being sick, blind, having leprosy, people needing healed. Most of the Gospels, when Jesus is preaching, there's people coming forward to be healed. It doesn't really say so here, but I'm sure it had to be. Then when I think about what the good news is, Jesus, of course, and him meeting the needs of these people, touching them, healing them, bringing them encouragement. I think about what all the people are doing that day, other than listening intently to Jesus preaching, the men working hard to prepare their boats to go out again, then being interrupted, going back out, working hard to gather up all these fish that Jesus had supplied for them. I think about what God is doing, fulfilling prophecy. Jesus had came to heal, to men, to make provision for the people. Think about the characters and the places around them. You've got the sea, the shore, the land, the boats. Jesus was there. Simon, James and John, Zebedee. I mean, he was a fisherman. Most of the Gospels tell you that. So I'm sure he was there that day. All the crowds of people that were there witnessing what was happening. And I think about what intrigues me the most and what makes me ask questions. I think, why so many fish? What was the significance? I mean, they didn't have refrigeration. They had no way of preserving the fish. So it makes you wonder, why so many? You wonder, what was Jesus preaching about that day? Were there people healed? You can only imagine. Were there people there questioning him? Why was he there? Was he just there to call Simon, James, and John? How many people followed him that day? How many people left everything to follow him? And it really troubles me, the lack of detail in this passage. And again, why so many fish? What was so significant about the number of fish? And why not more details? What was he preaching on? Who was healed? How many people believed? This passage just leaves you wondering and wanting to know more about what transpired that day.